It's been a while. What is going on, people? Today we got a 2025 Buick Encore GX Preferred, which means base trim in Buick's terms. It's a front-wheel drive. This car does have one single option that the rental company choose to opt in, which is the 1.3 turbo, producing 155 horsepower rather than the 137 of the base 1.2 turbo is producing. So slightly more powerful engine. But yeah, it's a very subcompact SUV. It's pretty small, but doesn't feel too small, which is actually pretty good. Starting price on this is around $27,000. But yeah, this thing with the slightly larger engine is around $27,700. So basically $28,000 car. Here's the key fob. Very Buick key fob. You got the lock as the Buick logo, and you got unlock, remote start, and hazard. Pretty basic remote, but if you press lock twice, hold the remote start, the car's gonna start. Just always a nice feature to have, especially when you're in California, where you really need the AC. Yeah, so remote started, it's gonna turn your AC on, basically how you adjust it, or before you exit the car. Since it doesn't have an automatic AC, it's just a manual one. Yeah, it's a interesting looking car. Although it says a Buick, it's actually made in Korea, manufactured in Korea. All of those, the Buick Encore GX, the Envista, Chevy Trax, and Chevy Trailblazer, they're all related and all made in South Korea. Yeah, down here looks like an exhaust, but it's not. The actual exhaust is down there somewhere. But yeah, the design is okay. No one really got excited about a Buick, but it does have 18-inch wheels on the base trim, which is nice, and it's not a hubcap. Keyless entry on all the doors, which I really like, since my car back home only has keyless entry on the front doors. Press once, getting here. What you're seeing is the Buick design of 2025, I guess. So you got a larger screen on the side, a smaller screen in front of you, and if you opt in for the ST or the Avenir models, this smaller screen can be larger. Now turning the car on, although it's already on, you'll see your speedometer, gas, water temperature, and all that. And this screen does not have too much on it. It's just Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and some settings of the car. You do have some of the information, which tire pressure, always nice to have. Brake pad life, I don't know how they calculate that. Oil life, engine air filter life. It's very GM. GM likes to put all of that either in the dashboard or somewhere in the screen. But yeah, I've been driving it for like 650 miles. Average is 28, although the website says the average is 29 in the city, 31 on the highway, with an average of 30 miles to the gallon for this car. But I got 28. I'm doing like 60% city, 40% highway, I was about to say. Yeah. Yeah, it's not what the website says, but it does have the more powerful engine. So the website says the best fuel economy is probably for the 1.2. Smaller engine, less power. But yeah, this being the 1.3 actually feels pretty good. The acceleration is not that great, but it gets you up to speed. I couldn't imagine how unpowerful or underpowered the 1.2 is. Yeah, but yeah, the screen is very basic. You do get the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is wireless, which is basically GM fashion. I did have satellite radios, which is nice since it's a pretty much brand new car with 8,000 miles, 9,000 miles. Yeah. But yeah, the satellite radio is still active. But if you prefer to use your Apple CarPlay, let me actually plug that in. It does have wireless, but I don't like wireless CarPlay unless there's a wireless charger. So excuse the mess, but I always just plug it in, Apple CarPlay, and yeah, you got a nice screen, pretty large, to display everything. Here in the steering wheel, you got the new Buick logo. Front collision warning. This car does not equip with adaptive cruise control, unfortunately. It's 2025. I think every car should have it, but yeah, this car does not. And in GM fashion, most of the entry-level cars don't have adaptive cruise control. It only has the front emergency braking and a following distance indicator. Basically, it's saying how many seconds you are away from the car in front of you based on your speed and their speed. But you do have lane keep assist and blind spot monitoring, which is nice safety features to have. Only the driver door is one touch up, one touch down. The passengers are, all the passenger doors is one touch down, but not one touch up. Inside, you do get a pretty nice seats for the base trim. Again, this is a $28,000 car. I don't expect too much, but you get half leather, half cloth. It's a pretty nice seat. Of course, it's manual seats. On the driver's side, you can adjust your height, but on the passenger side, it's just four-way, front and back. And yeah, over here, you do got a pretty good amount of space in your glove component, but this is pretty small. But you do got a tray, and it's very deep. It's narrow, but it's deep. One thing I really like is this space over here. It's basically a very deep hole. You can put all your junk in. I do have a very large water bottle that does not fit in any cars. Cup holders, so it fits right here perfectly. You do get electronic parking brake, but you do not have auto hold or brake hold. Like while you're waiting on a red light, you can release your brake. The car still holds it for you. This does not have. Down here, you got your lane centering. You can turn it on and off, and traction control on and off, and auto start stop on and off. And down there you got your manual AC, nothing fancy. It does not show the temperature at all. It's just like, here's cold, here's warm, pick one. And your fan speed. Very basic. Climate control. You do not have heated seats. That's a $600-700 option. And adaptive cruise is another $1,000 option, which the rental cars, of course, don't have. Yeah. Automatic headlights, LED headlights, very nice Buick. Leather wrapped steering wheel, feels really, really good. The mirror, it's kind of fancy. Those lightings, it's actually very warm color, so you can't really see it in this video, but yeah, the lights are nice. But you don't have LED lights in the interior of the car. It's just all basic warm color lights. But yeah, this is very, very thin. But I guess they have to cut costs somewhere. Being so cheap, this car. Again, $28,000. I know it sounds a lot, but in today's money, it's considering pretty cheap, in my opinion, because new cars are like crazy right now. Forgot my key. Let's check out the back. Again, excuse the mess. I've been traveling for a couple days. The back seats has actually not so much room. I'm not even tall, and my knees are against my driving position, and yeah, it doesn't have too much stuff going on in the back. Pretty much you're trapped inside a smaller space. I would highly recommend this car. Is just for 2-person only, but they do lift the seat pretty high, the front seat pretty high, so it's a SUV like. You do get charging ports, but you don't have ACs at all in the back. Yeah, again, they basically leveled that up quite a lot, and yeah, so you sit up pretty high, and it's really just SUV like. In the back, you get a okay-ish trunk space. I was able to put one large suitcase, one check bag, and one smaller item in the back. You do got a spare, but it's not a full size. But nowadays, no one offers full size anymore. Little space to put some groceries, I guess. Yeah, it's a smaller trunk. It's a small car. Yeah, it drives pretty nice. And it's really quiet, actually. At least they're trying to make it quiet. The engines sound pretty loud outside, but they try to make it as quiet as possible in the cabin. Very tiny engine. Vibrates a lot, but you can't really feel it in the cabin while you're driving. And the way to tell if it's a 1.3 or a 1.2 is up here. That has SGM 1.3. Yeah, so we know this is the more powerful version of it. And for this tiny car, there's 3 different powertrains the base 1.2 paired with a CVT for all the front wheel drive version, unless you choose to pay the upgrade. And this being another front wheel drive, has the 1.3 compared with a CVT, which offers the more powerful version of the front wheel drive. And if you opt in for the all wheel drive, the only option is 1.3 and the 9-speed. I don't know how smooth the 9-speed will be, but the CVT sure is smooth. It's like the CVT in Malibu. So yeah, next we'll take it on the road, and yeah, let's go for a drive. All right, taking it on the road. Power is decent. It's not bad. Get you up to speed to follow the traffic. Based on the review I've seen on the Chevy Trax, which shares the 1.2 turbo with this, they're calling it slow, but the 1.3 seems fine to me. 0 to 60 is about 8 seconds, and the CVT didn't help. But yeah, the 9-speed might be faster, but CVT 1.3 turbo, it's fine. You can hear the turbo whine very early, actually. And maximum torque is delivered at 1650 RPM, which is great. It's a low RPM that gives you maximum power. Get off the line fast, yeah. So the powertrain is okay, but it does not have RPM at all on any screens. Try to dig through in here, nothing. Of course, nothing on that screen about the RPMs. So it doesn't have a RPM meters, just have a speedometer. Yeah, you see the seconds, the 1.7 seconds. That's the following distance, how many seconds left until you crash into the car in front of you, basically. And it's a well-known Chevy feature which they put on most of the Chevys that does not have adaptive cruise control, but has some sort of the safety features. It's mostly useless, but yeah. And back to this dash, can clearly see the screen is like half of the dash, and these reflects lights very well, so you can clearly see you don't get the full LED. It's just for design. But yeah, everything else seems fine. The cabin is really quiet, actually. You don't hear too much road noise. The audio system is great. But yeah, my main complaint is just it doesn't have our RPM meters. And it does not have any fancy drive modes. So no eco mode, no sport mode. It's just drive and low. Yeah. Up to the highway, I drove it over 80 miles per hour quite often, and over 90 a couple times. The road noise the wing noise, road noise, and all the noise seemed fine. It has 6 speakers. Maybe they did some noise canceling there. But yeah, the road noise was very minimal, actually. It got a pretty sick tire, being the base model.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Clark Avenue.
So yeah, it's pretty much soundproof. The soundproofing has been done really well. It's definitely on the quieter side, and yeah, comparing this to the Trailblazer, which shares exactly the same everything with it, definitely pick this over the Trailblazer. It's just a nicer, fancier car for a little bit more, a tiny bit more, maybe less than $1,000 more. The same Trailblazer, if you wanted leathers and all that, you're gonna pay maybe more than this. But again, there's other better cars in this same segment. This is a 3-cylinder engine. If you're not a big fan of 3-cylinders, and yeah, reliability wise, we don't really know how reliable these are. My guess is not so reliable. Yeah, there's other options like the Corolla Cross. That one offers a hybrid. Crosstrack, that one offers like an off-roading trim. What else? HRV is just whatever. Yeah, if you don't want to pay that premium price, the $30,000 plus for 27, this is an okay car. And if you want a maximum or the cheapest, there's always the Trax, which essentially shares the same powertrain. If you need all-wheel drive, maybe the Trailblazer or this. If you don't mind a 3-cylinder, this is but yeah, this is a much better car than the Trailblazer. But yeah, again, super Crosstrack, Corolla Cross, and HRVs or HRVs. Even Nissan Juke, or no, yeah, Juke. No, Kicks, yeah. Kicks just had a refresh. It looks pretty fancy, and it has a 4-cylinder with probably better fuel economy. So yeah, Kicks might be another option if you don't mind the CVT. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my put of the 25 Encore GX. Appreciate you watching, and leave any comments, and leave a like if you like the video. Leave comments, I'll try my best to answer them. See you in the next one.